Who is the named insured? The insurance company is insuring the property, not you, not the LLC. Now, you could list the LLC if you're going to put it into an LLC. You can list the LLC as an additionally insured, but the property is what's named. 521 Maple Street, or the property located at whatever, but they're insuring the property. They're not insuring you. They're not insuring the LLC, although the LLC or the corporation or the trust could be listed as an additionally insured, and I think it's a good idea. Doesn't want to raise red flags with the mortgage company or have the corporate veil pierced. I think. Les, what else did we miss on this one?
The property has been owned in the individual's name. They're transferring it over. One property is in the state of California. There is a fear of the cost, the franchise fee for the entity, and is that going to be prohibitive? And then it's being transferred into a single member LLC. Who should become the single member, and what about the liability that could happen in the future or now? So that's part of it. And the other is, if a structure has already been set up but it's not proper for it, does it make sense to go backwards, step back, and redo it in a way that protects your future?
Yeah, the simple answer to that is yes. I see, again, 22 years of running a hotline, I think that the biggest mistake that people make is not to do anything. And the second biggest mistake they make is doing it themselves. I don't want to be critical, because we've spent 22 years trying to teach people how to do it themselves, and that's good, and we admire that. But some people should not be doing their own legal work, if that's not too blunt. I don't know. I remember one guy that called up and he asked, what are the steps to set up my limited partnership? And I told him, and he called back a couple days later, and he says, well, how do I get my interest of my limited partnership down to the trust? And so I pulled out the asset protection handbook and says, turn to page, I don't know, whatever it was, and we walked him through how to do that. And he called back about 3 months later, and he says, okay, I've got my 57 limited partnerships all set up. And I went, whoa, baby, just hold on, the red flag here. He probably needed 2, but not 57. I don't know if his doghouse is in a separate LLC. I don't know what he's done. It's just absurd, because he's missing a fundamental point. And we want you to be able to get it. And the problem that we have at customer service is we can only ask or answer the questions that you ask, and we look for red flags. But if we don't see anything, we can't review your documents when you're done. That would be the unauthorized practice law. We can't do that and look over your things. And so we want you to be good. We want it to be very legal. I know that attorneys cost money, but look at what you're paying a year on insurance. And if you're paying $3,000 or $4,000 a year for good insurance, it wouldn't be unwise to spend double that, make sure that the legal structure is set up. You're already paying it. Maybe even reduce the insurance amount that we're paying. Long term, to have the good legal structure set up correctly and not miss things, I think would be really a good investment.